morning, everyone. I am Ms. Joycelyn Stapleton, Public Relations Officer at the National Housing Corporation. Please allow me to welcome you once again to KAON and to another National Housing Corporation handing over ceremony. This morning, we have with us the Minister of Housing and Human Settlement et al., the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, who also serves as the constituency representative. Next to him, we have Mrs. Elrita Simpson Brown, General Manager at the National Housing Corporation. We also have with us the Chairman of the NHC Board of Directors, Mr. Valentine Lindsay. Then we have Ms. Jonelle Rollins, the Manager in our Client and Public Relations Department, and Ms. Jermaine Martin, representative of our Mortgage Department. Finally, we have our reasons for being here, Ms. Glendora Baby Daniel and her family. This morning, we are going to be handing over the keys to Glendora Baby Daniel for her new home. This is in keeping with our mandate of raising standards. Now, we'll have a few words from Ms. Elrita Simpson Brown, our General Manager. Ms. Simpson Brown.
Thank you, Ms. Stapleton. Pleasant good morning to all who gathered here and to those who are in the sound of my voice. The National Housing Corporation continues to deliver on its mandate, which is to add to and improve the existing stock of houses, as well as to provide comfortable living for our poor and indigent. I believe that we would all remember it was about a couple of weeks ago when we were at the Stonefort Estate Yard in a similar exercise where, on the request of the parliamentary representative for that area through our Minister of Human Settlement, there were 4 gentlemen in that area who had entered an NHC abandoned building and were living there. And on that request, the Minister of Human Settlement, through our Board of Directors, gave NHC the authority to go and make that place into a place where someone can live comfortably. Now this morning, we're here in Lower Hermitage in KAON, and we're here with Glendora Daniel and her family. But I could remember when the Minister of Human Settlement, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, said to me in my office at NHC that he would have visited the resident of one of his constituents, and the living condition was deplorable. He said to me that he made her a promise that he would assist her, and he asked us to deliver. Hence, we are here today. So I would like to commend our Minister of Human Settlement, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, for taking such a keen interest in the living conditions of our residents. And it's something of the heart that I have realized with our minister. One time, it's in constituency 7, another time it's in constituency 8, another time it's in constituency 4. I had to say to Minister, we're going to get it all done. But I understand the keen interest. So I want to commend him this morning. And I also want to say thank you to our Board of Directors, because without the approval of our board, this could not have been done. So I want to thank you to the chairman who is here today. And last but by no means least, I want to say to Glendora, we have given you a place where you can live the rest of your days in comfort. And all I ask of you is that you make the Almighty God a part of your home. Thank you.
Ms. Simpson Brown. Next, we'll have some remarks from our constituency representative and Minister of Housing and Settlement et al., the Honorable Eugene Hamilton. Eugene Hamilton.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. And I take the opportunity to acknowledge the presence of the Chairman of the Board of Directors, Mr. Valentine Lindsay. Acknowledge the presence of the General Manager, our hardworking General Manager, Right now, I know that she is as busy as can be, putting together all of the things necessary to deliver 300 houses within the next 24 months or so. And I also recognize all the other members of staff. Indeed, I recognize Baby. I say Baby because I never knew she named Glendora Daniel until I was an adult. I only knew her as Baby. So Glendora Daniel, we recognize you, and of course, indeed, your family. Now, this morning, this is a very important ceremony. It is important because it is fulfilling the mandate that we, PAM, PLP, and CCM, when we joined together to form Team Unity, promised the people of St. Kitts and Nevis that we will deliver equality for all, that everyone must get a fair share. And so this morning, we're here. While it might seem like a simple ceremony, it's a very important ceremony. We set about in the Ministry of Housing and Human Settlement to build what we call stronger houses. If you look around, you will see that the current stock of houses that we are building, that they have harder roof. We have moved, I should say graduated, from shingles to galvalume. And you have seen how they stood up in the recent storms, that they were a bit more resistant to the weather than shingles used in the past. We have determined that there are several persons who will get those homes. In fact, before we even distribute those homes, Cabinet has made a decision that the interest rate on the houses will be reduced from the normal 7% that it was down to 2% in some cases, 3% in some cases, the highest being 5%. We have also determined that there are persons who live in this country who are in deplorable conditions, conditions where there is no water or electricity in their homes, thus no toilet facilities, conditions where roofs are leaking, and we set about on a program called HELP, where we have given grants to persons up to $10,000 worth of material and labor to improve the quality of their homes, where roofs are leaking and where no toilet facilities are attached to the home. But also importantly, we have determined that some persons who have served all their life in the sugar industry, all they knew, find themselves living in conditions and need help. Glendora Daniel is one such person. I'm not sure if you have seen the photograph or the picture of where she was living, but if you see that, you will recognize it was important for the Team Unity administration to do something for Glendora Daniel. This property is an NHC property. So are a few more around the country, owned by NHC, which is not being passed on from family to family. That is important for you to understand. It houses persons like Glendora until they are passed on, and it will then be transferred to someone else who find themselves in a position like Glendora. She's 80. She is 80 years old, served the sugar industry for 47 years. And so Glendora will be the beneficiary of this property until she dies. The former occupant was a young man who also served the sugar industry and who had a condition, a hearing condition, and who was retired early because of that. And I know he went through some storms, including fire that destroyed his property in Waterworks. And so he lived here and died early this year. This property, therefore, now goes to Glendora for her to occupy until she is passed on. Someone else will be the beneficiary further on. I don't know who that will be. But I know Glendora. Let me say baby. I know baby. And at 80, baby is as young as they come. True. We hang out together. She's still around selling nuts, you know, doing her own thing. She's keeping busy. Sometimes we meet up by Curtis shop sometimes, you know, and we have a chat and a drink. So I know baby. And so I know that she will take good care of this property. The Bible teaches us to use our talents in Matthew. To use those talents to multiply those talents, and ultimately that benefits the greater number of persons. As a government, our philosophy is to do the things that benefit the greatest number of people. It is the utilitarian principle. We choose to use our talents that God has given us so that they can multiply to help others to multiply theirs as well. We are not hiding our talents. We are making sure that they multiply. The Bible also in that same book admonishes that we must feed the hungry, clothe the naked, take care of the poor. That's what the Team Unity administration sets out to do when we come to projects like these. And I want to suggest to you, as the general manager said earlier, that there was a Miss James in constituency number 7 who was the beneficiary. She had 5 children living in a one-room house. And while she might not have been as aged as baby, she needed help. And NAC came to her rescue. In a short while, hopefully in the next week or two, you will learn more about a Miss Cornelius Duncan. I used to always think she was a Duncan as well, because I know family of hers titled Duncan. Cornelius Duncan lived in a property at New Road, and I mean, the wind and the weather had stripped that to pieces. There was no place in it that did not get wet when rainfall. We moved her into St. Peter's in a home. We have now repaired it. So look forward to how Team Unity and the NHC directs the attention to helping persons in those conditions. Today, however, it's about baby. And you know, baby, I love you. Come give me a hug here, man. Yes. And she will be the beneficiary. And I will just say I want to thank the family who is supporting her. I want to thank the people of this community who know that she deserves our help. And to thank those of you from the media who came out to cover this today and to show the world that the Team Unity administration is keeping its promises. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. We are now going to ask Ms. Glendora Daniel to just say a few words. It's not going to be one of her children are going to come and stand with her to give her some support. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
On behalf of my mom and the entire family, first of all, we would like to thank God for all his mercies that he has bestowed upon us. And I want to say a hearty thank you, Mr. Hamilton, to you especially. And on behalf of my family and my mom, of course, we want to say thanks to NHC, because without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. So once again, I say thank you so much.
Okay, now we are getting to the part that we're all here for, the handing over of the key. And we're going to ask the chairman of the NHC Board of Directors, Mr. Valentine Lindsay, to come up and assist us in handing over the key to baby.
So many doors.
A lot of doors.
On behalf of the Honorable Eugene Hamilton and NHC, I present to you this morning the keys for your new home. I believe that we'll invite the media inside.
Nice neat little kitchen. It's small but it's comfortable.
Thanks a lot.
And then of course this over here is your bedroom and bathroom. Here is your little wash basin. Sorry, here's your bathroom here. And then the wash basin here. And here's your bath. And then here you put your bed. Over here's your bedroom. Oops, sorry.
Thanks a lot.
Okay? Enjoy.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Love you.
Yes, yes.
We have it for you.
We should all take the crowd. Get a shot of the crowd. Janelle, invite the people inside.
Come invite the people inside. Let them come inside so and then we're going to get a shot.